When the lights go low, the truth begins to shine. Welcome to Secrets Told in the Dark.
I was lost in the night, couldn't find my way. I was lost in the night, couldn't find my way. Whispers of fear tried to make me stay, but grace came calling, said, child, you're mine. Now I'm walking in the Savior's light, divine.
Secrets told in the dark, he turns them into light. Every star is a spark, shining through the night. Chains are broken hearts, made new. Jesus takes the pain and makes it true. Yeah, secrets told in the dark, shine bright. Tell it what the Lord has done. Lifted how the battles won, from the shadows to the light. Lifted how the battles won, from the shadows to the light. We're walking in His power tonight. Secrets told in the dark. Now we shine in His heart. Jesus turned my story to
Welcome to Secrets Told in the Dark. I am your host, Sheena, and alongside me is my husband, Raphael. It's often said that silence can be the most potent form of revenge. Silence is not synonymous with weakness. On the contrary, it's a hallmark of emotional intelligence.
Now that is wisdom. I came across an interesting concept today, which states that life is similar to a two-way mirror. The way someone behaves toward you reflects their character, while your reaction reflects yours. It's worth taking a closer look.
This evening narrative is shared by Kirk, who exemplifies that concept. It's about family, forgiveness, heartbreak, and ultimately hope.
I couldn't agree more, Sheena. It also beautifully illustrates a profound power of prayer. The title of this story is Charlotte's Letter.
Hey, everyone. I'm Kirk, and today I want to share a story that's been 12 years in the making. It starts one night, out of the blue. There was a loud knock at my door. Who could that be at this time of night? My wife, Sarah, asked. I could hear a little irritation in her voice, that tired late night kind of curiosity. I reached for my phone to check the doorbell camera and froze. You look like you've seen a ghost, Sarah said, moving closer. Her voice had that mix of concern and curiosity. What is it? I couldn't even speak. I just whispered, It's Mackenzie. Her eyes went wide. Mackenzie, your daughter? And that was it. That moment, I just nodded, too stunned to say anything else. 12 years. 12 years I've carried this weight, this hole in my chest, this emptiness every time I thought of her. Every time I wonder where my little girl was, who she was with, what she was doing. I've begged God for a miracle, and tonight I see her, not as the 6-year-old little girl, but an 18-year-old young lady. My daughter, my Mackenzie. Sarah, she's amazing. She always knows what to do or say to encourage me. She put my face in her hands, and she said something that has stuck with me. This is the moment you prayed for. Now go welcome her into our home. You've got this. Before we go any further, I need you to know a little about me. Some of you may have known me as Entice. Back in the day, I was a club entertainer. The nightlife, the lights, the music, the money. It was a world I lived in, a world I thrived in. But here's the thing. Outside that spotlight, I wanted something different. I wanted home. I wanted family. I wanted to come back to people who loved me and that I loved, without the noise, without the chaos. And that's when Charlotte came into my life. Beautiful, powerful, magnetic, and she only cared about me. We were unstoppable, rich, and wild. But then, Mackenzie. She changed everything. My world shifted. My life became her world, and I wanted to be everything for her. A father she could count on. But life doesn't always follow the plan. Charlotte, she missed the nightlife. She wanted the world we left behind. We went from luxury to surviving, from a mansion to sleeping on my mother's couch. She blamed me. She tried to pull me back. And when she realized I wouldn't, she left. Divorce papers, an empty apartment, and a note that read, "I can't live a 40-year-old lifestyle." I begged. I pleaded. But I accepted it. She was gone. My daughter gone too. I was angry. At God. At the world. And yes, I even returned briefly to the nightlife. But one night, I had a near-death experience. And that night, God reminded me. He reminded me I couldn't go back. I went to college, earned my master's in business, started a company, built a life, and slowly my co-parenting relationship with Charlotte became better than I ever imagined it could be. Then came Sarah. She came into my life, welcomed me, and welcomed Mackenzie. She loved her like her own, and I finally understood what true love felt like. Life was good, really good, until the summer of 2013. After multiple miscarriages, fertility issues, I was devastated, but Sarah wasn't discouraged. She said, "God gave me too much love not to share it with a child who needs a home." 6 months later, we adopted twin boys. Our twin boys. Joy, pure joy. For a moment, everything felt whole again. But that joy didn't last. Charlotte claimed that Mackenzie said Sarah and I had abused her during a summer visit. She said Mackenzie was terrified and didn't feel safe. That accusation launched a CPS investigation, which caused Sarah and I to temporarily lose our sons, and started a custody battle for Mackenzie. And just like that, our lives shattered. I couldn't understand why this was happening. I had changed my life, done right by Charlotte and Mackenzie, and still my family was under attack. I was angry at Charlotte, at God, at myself. My wife and sons didn't deserve this. Despite Sarah's strength, I saw how much it hurt her. She felt as if she were losing a child all over again. I fought for my daughter, but as a husband and father, I had to protect my family. In the end, I made the hardest decision of my life. I gave up my parental rights to Mackenzie. I let Charlotte win, and I hated myself for it. When I looked in the mirror, I saw my father. I had walked away from my child, the same way he walked away from me. I fell into a deep depression. It consumed my marriage, my parenting, and my business. I hit rock bottom and almost drowned in my sorrow. Then one day, Sarah asked to pray together, something I didn't care to do. I didn't want to pray to a God who had allowed so much pain. But I couldn't say no to the woman who had endured so much because of me. So we prayed, and in that moment, I felt the presence of God. I was reminded how He had saved me from death, how He had blessed me with a resilient wife and 2 sons who saw me as their hero. A wave of gratitude, strength, and peace swept over me. It's been 11 years since my near-death experience. God did it for me then, and I knew He would do it again. I kissed Sarah on the forehead, thanked her, and made my way to the front door. Standing there, hand on the knob, I braced myself for the moment I'd longed for. Mackenzie stood there, eyes red and swollen from crying. We didn't speak at first. We just stared at each other, until Sarah gently broke the silence. "Come in, Mackenzie," Sarah said. Her gaze shifted between us, wary and unsure. Sarah smiled softly. "It's such a pleasure to see your beautiful face again, Mackenzie." Mackenzie seemed to be confused by Sarah's statement. She did not hold memories of us, as we did her. "Make yourself at home," said Sarah. The sincerity in Sarah's voice disarmed Mackenzie. Mackenzie formed a smile that did not quite reach her eyes. She thanked Sarah before turning her gaze on me. Mackenzie handed me an envelope. "I got your address from a letter my mom left for me," she said quietly. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a letter from Charlotte. Kirk, if you're reading this, I'm no longer here. I fought lupus for some time, but I lost, and I felt it. I felt that sting, that mix of anger and sadness. But I kept reading. I sometimes wonder if this was God's way of punishing me for my mistakes. I know you may be wondering why I never told you. The truth is, I feared you would take Mackenzie from me. Fear. That word. That simple little word packed 12 years of pain. I had done everything I could do right by her. I loved her. I loved Charlotte. I walked away from the nightlife. I built a life, a family. And yet, fear built walls between us. I did not act out of bitterness or greed. I acted out of anger, fear, and insecurity. I didn't want to face you. And I convinced myself my plan would make you return to the nightlife. It backfired. You went on to build a successful life with Sarah and your children, while I stayed in the past, trapped by jealousy and regret. I could feel the weight lifting and settling all at the same time. She knew. She admitted it. She knew what she did. And now, she was gone, leaving words that would finally bring Mackenzie home. I coached Mackenzie to say things that weren't true, hoping to limit your visitation. I wanted to keep her because she was my greatest accomplishment. I caused her pain, as well as yours, and I hate myself for it. I hope you and Sarah can be the good in her life now. I am sorry. Truly. I traced my finger over a picture tucked in the envelope. Me holding baby Mackenzie, kissing Charlotte. I dropped my head. I couldn't move for a moment. 12 years of unanswered questions, of missed birthdays, first crush, first heartbreak. All of it, reduced to the honesty in her words. And now, I have my daughter standing at my door. Real. Alive. I looked at her, her eyes red and swollen from crying, and my chest ached in ways I didn't know were possible. My Mackenzie. My little girl. My heart walking around outside of me. She took a small step forward, and I felt her tiny hand on my shoulder. It wasn't your fault, she whispered. Her voice trembled, but it carried a wisdom that made me stop in my tracks. My mom lied to me, but I always knew you loved me. I couldn't speak at first. I just stared at her, marveled at her. 12 years of absence, and here she was, standing, breathing, speaking my name, my daughter, my heart. You're so wise, I finally said, my voice cracking. I like to believe I get that from you, Dad, she said. I opened my arms, and she didn't hesitate. She fell into me, her tears, her petite body shaking, and I held her tighter than I ever thought possible, tighter than I had held anything in my life. I wanted to take away every ounce of pain she had endured, every lonely night, every tear she shed believing I had abandoned her, every lie she had been forced to carry. I held her and whispered, I'm here now. I'm never going anywhere, Mackenzie. Never again. She buried her face in my chest, and I felt something I hadn't felt in years, a completeness, a peace of forgiveness. Her forgiveness, even after all that pain. I pulled back slightly, looked at her face, traced the tears with my thumbs, and whispered again, I've prayed for this moment for you, for us. And here you are. You're home. She smiled through her tears, and in that smile I saw hope. I saw God's grace. I saw the future we were going to build together. Who want a banana split? Sarah's cheerful voice cut through the silence. Before we could even answer, she was already scooping ice cream. Mackenzie looked at me, a hint of laughter in her eyes for the first time in 12 years. And I laughed too, a deep, relieved laugh, the kind that shakes your soul and lifts the weight of years off your shoulders. We sat together at the table, Mackenzie and I, eating ice cream and sharing stories. And it wasn't just dessert we were tasting. It was healing. It was restoration. It was the mending of a heart torn in two for over a decade. Charlotte's lies had tried to keep my daughter away. They had tried to rob me of my child, my love, my life. But her letter, her honesty, it brought her back. And in that moment, I whispered a prayer of thanks. Thankful for God's timing. Thankful for Sarah's unwavering love. Thankful for my little best friends, my sons. Thankful for the chance to tell my daughter, I love you, Mackenzie. Always have, always will. And she looked at me, the tiniest smile tugging at her lips, and said, I love you too, Dad. Always. That was all I needed. All I had ever needed. 12 years of waiting, 12 years of heartache, washed away in that one moment at that door with my daughter back in my arms.
My God, that is a beautiful and deeply emotional story. I must say, after hearing Kirk's story, I felt inspired to cherish our children even more and appreciate the precious moments we share with them. Please let us know where you are tuning in from around the world. If you want the latest episodes, please subscribe or follow to stay inspired. If you like this story, please like, comment, and share to spread the inspiration.
My heart goes out to Kirk and his entire family. I couldn't imagine not being able to see our children or hear their voices. His story serves as a powerful reminder that honesty is always the best policy, and our words have the power to uplift or destroy.
If you have a secret you'd like to share, we are here to listen and offer support. Remember, this is a haven space for you to express your thoughts and feelings. I am Raphael.
And I am Sheena. Thank you for tuning in.
This is Secrets Told in the Dark. Good night.
Good night.
Secrets told in the dark.